What does it mean to have dignity? I used to ask the same question as I wandered this world as a man with no way to prove he belonged anywhere. A clerical error at birth meant that there were two different names on my birth certificate and social security card. And because those documents didn't match, I couldn't get a state ID. And with no state ID, I couldn't work or get an apartment. I ended up homeless with nowhere to go. Hope was fading fast. But the real tragedy here is, I wasn't alone.
Did you know that 25 million Americans don't have valid government identification? That's about 1 in every 10 people here in America. But here in Orange County, that works out to about 117,000 people. And no ID means no job, no apartment. Shoot, you can't even recycle here in Orange County without identification. But that's where IDignity comes in.
IDignity formed in 2008 when members of 5 downtown churches sought to solve a unique problem. How do we make sure that our neighbors can obtain this fundamental element of life? IDignity partners with the Orange County Health Department, Social Security Administration, and the Orange County Tax Collector's Office to assist its clients in obtaining their legal identification. IDignity has served over 24,000 clients in the last 13 years, and it's made possible in large part by generous, compassionate people just like you. The truth is, we cannot do this alone. IDignity exists because people like you understand the issue and believe in our mission. In fact, 42% of our operational budget comes from individual households. That means everyday people just like you contribute nearly half of what we use to impact our community. But make no mistake, we don't measure our success in money raised. We measure it in lives like Rashawn's that have been changed by IDignity's donors and volunteers.
My story, like a lot of IDignity stories, has a happy ending. In 2016, I received my ID and amended birth certificate, and from there, I was able to get my driver's license and gain employment, eventually becoming the first ever college-based AmeriCorps recruiter in the history of American higher education. And it's all made possible thanks to the generous support of people just like you. You know, the early church gave as there was need among one another, and IDignity's mission is just like that, in keeping with the commandment of loving your neighbor as yourself. And with your help, we can continue the mission of restoring dignity and hope by providing identification. For just $300 and 6 hours of volunteer time, you can restore a life just like mine. Together, we can restore dignity and hope by creating a stronger, more inclusive community. Will you join us?